Hello and welcome back to the Gaming Dave. It's time for another news show and a lot has happened in the past week, so we're going to jump right in, we're going to keep these short, we're going to keep these snappy, and we're going to get right to it. Let's go. First off, we have Epic, the creators of the Unreal Engine. They gave away a bunch of free assets for the Unreal Engine 4, and this is them kind of progressively pushing towards putting forward the Unreal Engine 4 as a lot of very powerful free development tools. So that's really great to see. I just kind of wanted to mention that if anyone's interested. Next up, we have a Half-Life 2 mod by the name of Transmissions Element 120. Was so good that it actually got the creator of this mod an interview at Gearbox Software. Essentially, it was posted about on Reddit, and then someone was like, hey, I work for Gearbox, and we're looking for talent. Would you like a job interview? The creator said that the case of they'd have to consider it, but that's really great to see, and it really shows like the power of mods in the community and how seriously these mods are actually taken in the industry. Next up, a big talking point of the news this week was the new Call of Duty has been announced, basically, and it is going to be Black Ops 3. It will, of course, be made by Treyarch this year. It will be the first Treyarch game to be put onto the current generation of consoles, the Xbox One, the PS4. It looks really good, and it has a pretty good premise, so set in a dark, twisted future with a new breed of Black Ops soldier. Yada yada yada. The lines are blurred between our humanity and the technology we created to stay ahead. So it actually sounds pretty good, and Advanced Warfare had received a warm reception, and while Call of Duty, yes, might have developed a bad reputation for itself, it's definitely starting to, like, bring itself back, and I think this is going to be potentially a very good Call of Duty game. It will, of course, have single player, multiplayer, and because it's a Treyarch game, it will have those zombies for you. Killing Floor 2, the sequel to the very popular co-op Slaughterfest wave monster game, has a release date for Steam Early Access, which will be coming out on April 21st, and will be coming out 20 quid. I was like kind of on the fence about Killing Floor, and then I saw some footage of Killing Floor 2, so I'm definitely considering getting Killing Floor 1, but I won't get Killing Floor 2 until it comes out fully, because I don't really do early access games. In a news video some time ago, I talked about WoW tokens, which was a currency that kind of bridged the gap between real money and in-game gold, and could be used to buy playtime, could be used to buy real-life gold without using the shady gold sellers that you can find on the internet. Has come out, it's out, and it lost a quarter of its value in the first day. What happened was the tokens, they came out, started at 30,000 gold. At the end of the first day, it jumped down to about 22,000. The prevailing theory for this was that essentially people bought these tokens and then sold them straight away on the in-game auction house just to get a lot of money. To be fair, 22,000 gold is still quite a bit, but at the same time, losing a quarter of your value in one day is quite substantial. So it'll be interesting to see how the economy kind of balances out and how it fluctuates over the coming weeks and maybe months. One of my favourite pieces of news this week, Deus Ex Mankind Divided has been announced. It is a thing. It had an amazing trailer that came out with it. It's absolutely fantastic. Link to that in the description. Go watch it. There is Adam Jensen being amazing. The Illuminati's involved. And I can't show you my poster because it's shrouded by my coats. Darn. So yeah, just go watch the trailer. And it looks really, really good. There was a Nintendo Direct recently, and Mario Kart 8 is getting a 200cc mode. And there is a video with a comparison between 200cc mode and 150cc mode, and the differences are very much noticeable. And I was actually watching it and thinking, maybe this has esport value? Maybe they're going to try and make this game harder to push for the idea of esports Mario Kart, which I think would be absolutely fantastic, and I would watch that so much. LEGO is joining the world of video game toy hybrid things in the form of LEGO Dimensions. It is essentially the ultimate crossover of licenses with LEGO, because you're going to have like things from Lord of the Rings, you're going to have things from DC Comics, you're going to have Back to the Future in there, and you're going to have all sorts of wonderful things. You're also going to have the LEGO movie and all the different kinds of LEGO things like Bionicle and Ninjaga or whatever it's called, and essentially it's going down the route of Disney Infinity, and Skylanders. It's penned for a September 29th release date. Starter packs will be £90 for previous generation, and then that's £100 for the current generation. And with the starter pack, you get the game, you get like a little pad thing, and you get a buildable gateway. I think that's purely just for aesthetic, and you get 3 models. I think it'll be the same 3 models across the board. If so, it's going to be Batman, Gandalf, and Wildstyle from the Lego movie, so that's going to be pretty cool. And of course, this game will expand over time. It'll be very interesting to see how that unfolds. And one more thing I want to talk about, and it's probably going to turn into a bit of a rant. Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, that small indie horror game that got a lot of hype really quickly, got 3 games in the space of a year, and, you know, just when you thought, maybe it's going to die down, you know? Yeah, sure, the fan base can continue doing what they do. Maybe it's going to die down. No, because Warner Brothers have picked up the movie rights. Okay, so, let's talk about this for a second. Five Nights at Freddy's, a small indie horror game, is getting a movie. Now, the problem I have with this is, to me, Five Nights at Freddy's is only as big as the fanfiction. And there is a lot of fanfiction. I respect that. I respect the fanfiction. I respect the fan art, no matter how weird it gets. And I respect, like, the big cosplay scene that has come with Five Nights at Freddy's. What I have a problem with is the fact that Scott Cawthon was just milking that thing for all it's worth, milking it ridiculous amounts, churning out the second one about 3 months later after the first, and then the third one pretty much 6 months later. And they seem to be essentially the same game. They are pretty much just the same game, put in a different setting, smallest little tweaks here and there, and I just don't understand why, out of all the games you could turn into a movie, all the potential you have, you choose Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, come on. There is so much more potential. And this actually makes me want to do a video about video games into movies. That is something that I'm going to do, and that's possibly going to happen next week. But right now, just... why? Oh. It's just very much jumping on a bandwagon, in a sense, but I have a feeling it's something that might not actually work, because way back when Slender was a thing, you know, back when everyone was, like, super hyped about Slender, no one picked up the movie rights for that. But, think about it. At the time, people might have been, oh, wouldn't a Slender movie be super cool? So hopefully, this could be something that Warner Brothers just buys the rights to and then does nothing with. But for the time being, it very much seems like a Five Nights at Freddy's movie is going to happen, and it's probably going to be churned out at the same rate as those Infernal games. They have, like, producers lined up already with credentials from such films as, hang on, give me a second, Run All Night, The Ring, and The Grudge as part of their credentials. Now, the only film I recognise on here is The Ring, and I know that's a horror film, so yeah, it's good that you're getting, like, horror people involved, but just... I don't understand. I don't understand why Five Nights at Freddy's. If someone wants to explain this to me, in the comments, go for it. I'll be willing to have that conversation, but right now, I'm just like, no. Stop. Five Nights at Freddy's needs to stop. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry it got a bit ranty, and it got a bit long, but I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want for more videos. Comment if there's anything you want to add, and I'm the Gaming Dave. I'll see you next time.